Welcome back. A member of the Infectious Diseases Unit is calling on St. Lucians to play their part in the world's fight to meet deadlines to eliminate HIV and essentially AIDS. Persons are asked to remain sensitized and to use the well-known tips to protect themselves from the disease or the virus. Rochelle Gonzalez has more in this report.
In the never-ending fight against HIV and AIDS, St. Lucians are being asked to stand up and join the global battle to help achieve the goal of eliminating the virus and disease in the near future. Dr. Gail Gajada of the Infectious Diseases Unit of the Ministry of Health told Hot 7 News about 2 fast-track targets which have been set by the UN AIDS to tackle the issue by 2020 and 2030 respectively. The 2020 target involves achieving 90-90-90, where 90% of people living with HIV know their HIV status, 90% of people who know their HIV-positive status are receiving treatment, and 90% of people on treatment contain suppressed viral loads. The 2030 target, on the other hand, is seemingly less of a tall order.
The 2030 targets are also UN AIDS targets, and they're looking to end AIDS by 2030. So being infected with HIV does not mean that you have AIDS. AIDS is a stage of HIV, usually stage 4. So the idea is to hopefully have less persons being diagnosed at stage 4 and more persons being diagnosed at stage 1 or stage 2.
Dr. Gajada said, whilst this is a global matter, St. Lucia has a part to play in the big fight.
St. Lucia is doing their part to try to reduce the number of new infections that we get each year. So we want to test as many persons as possible, and we'd like persons to get out there and get tested. You can get tested annually or biannually. It depends on what risk factors there are. We all know our lifestyles. We all know what we do, where we do it, when we do it. So the idea is knowing the type of lifestyle you have, make a decision as to when you like to get tested, and you can get some further advice at our clinics as to how often you should be tested.
With stigma playing a sizable role in preventing people from coming forward to either reveal their statuses or to even get tested, Dr. Gajada said St. Lucians need to get educated on the issue.
We try as much as possible to encourage persons not to discriminate against persons who have HIV. HIV is a disease. It does not matter how you get it. There are different ways of getting it. It's not only by sexual transmission. You can also get it through needle-stick injuries. It can be transmitted from a mother to child. It can be transmitted through blood splash injuries. So there are different ways of getting HIV. In terms of stigma and discrimination, we find stigma and discrimination in all places. You can find it in the workplace, you can find it in schools, even within religious communities, it can be present. So we try to educate persons to reduce the stigma, and one of the things we did from October 16th to the 19th, the Pan American Health Organization sponsored a stigma and discrimination workshop.
World AIDS Day is celebrated annually on the 1st of December. Reporting for Hot 7 News, I am Rochelle Gonzalez.
With the festive season in full swing, the St. Lucia Fire Service is appealing to the general public to take every precaution when it comes to safety on the island's roadways. The department is cautioning road users, both motorists and pedestrians, to constantly be on the alert. Nisha Charles reports.
The festive season is one of the most high-risk times on St. Lucia's roads, with many hitting the roadways to attend Christmas parties, end-of-year celebrations, or simply heading out for a well-deserved break. The St. Lucia Fire Services Department is reminding road users that holiday periods can be more risky due to increased traffic volumes, congestion, tiredness, and of course the high volumes of those under the influence of alcohol. While that may be the case, an EMS operator says accidents can still be avoided if road users pay closer attention.
Of course, don't drink and drive. Always wear your seatbelt. Always have your cell phone appropriately located. Don't text and drive. Have children in the rear seat and not in the front seat according to the designated age limit. In terms of using the appropriate roadways, pedestrians always pay guidance to when crossing the road. Motorists should also do the same. Pay attention to the traffic light signals.
EMS operator Fernando James believes that road safety should be everybody's business.
We have had a high call volume for responses to motor vehicle incidents. Just yesterday we had a vehicle pedestrian, that is a child pedestrian collision. Thankfully, I believe that the young child, of course, is well and alive and very safe, most likely being attended to at Victoria Hospital as we speak, and that would have been from yesterday. But with relation to incidents that are occurring on our roadways, we do not have highways like in the US or in Europe. So drivers should take the necessary precautionary measures, drive within the road limit as issued by law, and don't do anything that is unnecessary or don't take any risks that are unnecessary at this time.
And to the road users this festive season, remember that while you're sitting in traffic waiting to get to your destination, don't forget others are trying to get to theirs as well. For the Hot 7 News, Nisha Charles reporting.
String up the lights, fire all cylinders, but don't forget to take every precaution to safeguard against fire hazards. The Fire Prevention Department is giving the public the necessary tools to frolic this Christmas season fire-free.
'Tis the season to be jolly, and hopefully fire-free. Amid the merriment of the season, there exist many potential fire hazards, be it faulty lights, stovetops firing on all cylinders with kitchen towels nearby, or overloaded electrical circuits. The Fire Prevention Department is arming members of the public with information and tips to avert any major fire accidents and injuries. Assistant Divisional Officer in charge of Fire Prevention, Tonya Albert, says an evacuation plan for the home is a necessity.
Ensure that in every home there are two ways out. Your two ways out can be a door and a window. However, if you have burglar bars installed, this makes it difficult. So if you have burglar bars, ensure that they are installed on hinges, so that will give you an alternative means of getting out of your home if your door becomes blocked.
Fire extinguishers are another must-have, not only for the home but also for your vehicle.
Ensure that you have one installed. They come in various sizes and of different types. The important type to have for your home is the ABC dry chemical type, which can take care of or extinguish any type of fire.
The fire official emphasizes the need for smoke detectors and frequent battery checks for such devices.
Ensure that you have smoke detectors installed. Smoke detectors are very important, and they should be installed in every room. They actually provide you with early warning should a fire develop. This will give you enough time so to get out to save yourself. If you have more than one level, ensure that you have detectors installed on every level to protect your different floors.
The fire department stresses that with proper planning, it is possible to make the most of the festive season while avoiding the dangers that can arise as a result of fire hazards.
The St. Lucia Hotel and Tourism Association, SLHTA, facilitated a workshop on sustainable development for micro-tourism enterprises on Wednesday. The workshop delved into employee and employer relations and ways at bettering both the business and the individual. More in this report.
As Business Month nears its closing, the St. Lucia Hotel and Tourism Authority has joined the growing list of organizations that have put together workshops and training programs in providing learning opportunities for micro, small, and medium-sized businesses. On Wednesday, November 28th, the SLHTA facilitated a workshop on sustainable development for micro-tourism enterprises. Speaking with Tourism Officer in the St. Lucia Hotel and Tourism Authority, Samantha Charles, she divulged that the theme for Business Month, Sustainable Enterprises, People, Planet, and Profit, inspired the day's proceedings, where those in attendance got the chance to engage with keynote speakers on varying topics.
We focused on 30 small operations from the water-based sites and attraction and accommodation subsectors. And we approached various presenters to present on the different elements of the theme. So we had human resource management, environmental practices, which is presented by National Trust, and profit maximization utilizing eco-friendly technologies. So we felt that it was fitting given the importance of the tourism industry and how important these various elements are in terms of its growth.
Charles went on to state the importance of the discussions that the micro and small business owners were engaged in. She noted that the issue of environment and profit was high on the agenda for the business owners.
How do you operate in a space focusing on your enterprise in terms of its profitability, but also ensuring that whatever you do does not negatively impact the environment that we are so protective of. So all of these things, elements are discussed here today, and we're actually happy about the turnout. We have a full house, and we're hoping that after the workshop, participants would have gained something, gathered some type of information that they could take back to their respective businesses and, implement it or use it in some way.
The topics for discussion included effective human resource management, importance of sustainable development practices, and maximizing profits in the tourism industry through the employing of eco-friendly technologies. Reporting for Hot 7 News, I am Solej Alfred.
This is the Hot 7 Nightly News. Do stay with us.